Hello and welcome to today's esoteric collective reading. I hope you're having a great day. It's early morning and I thought that I would do a quick little message for the new viewers. For new viewers to the channel. I have a cat, and because he's a cat, he's gonna play with cat toys. So he may jumble the camera, may hear ringing of a bell. Just please disregard. It's just my cat having a good time. But yeah. Let's see what the collective needs to hear today. My intention is that these videos are timeless, so whenever you find them, they're meant for this part of your life. Let the algorithm do its thing. Alright. So immediately I'm getting 5 of Wands. There's my cat playing with the paper toy. Immediately I'm getting 5 of Wands. And the card that I got when I cut the deck was 2 of Wands. And then my camera wanted to focus on the flame. I felt channeled to light a candle for you. I've lit this one before in other readings, but if you haven't seen those readings, this one is cinnamon and citrus. So those could be synchronicities for you. Immediately with the 5 of Wands and the 2 of Wands, I'm getting that there might be a lot of conflicting energies around you. 5 of Wands can be interpreted as like competition or like competing energies, like I said. The idea that like people are passionate about different things is a very blunt way of putting that card. And then 2 of Wands with the 8 of Pentacles right underneath. It's giving the vibes that despite these energies, you've been putting work towards something. My cat is absolutely going crazy on like a little... Interesting, okay. So, as I was saying that, originally he was playing with just like a crumpled up piece of like a flash card, if you will. I'll crumple up like 2 or 3 together and then use them as little paper toys. And as he was as I was saying that, he stopped playing with that for a second and then added this little blue star cat toy that I have. Let me see if I can grab it for him. Starfish could be a synchronicity for you. But to me, that's giving very much like, especially with the 8 of Pentacles and the 2 of Wands, it's this idea that like, you're putting so much work into the things that you're passionate about, even though people around you might not necessarily be on your side, if that makes sense. I want to pull more cards on that, but that's the initial idea. This idea that like you're trying to be your own star, and you just got some conflicting vibes with that 5 of Wands. But let's see what cards come out for you. Ooh. So a bunch of cards just fell out, and normally if that happens, I'll take whatever the bottom card on the rest of the deck is, but I feel like I should point out that the bottom card of the cards that fell out was also 8 of Pentacles again, with quite a bit of cards, like I mentioned. There's 4 swords, hangman, and then the fool right there with that change. So just really putting that out there, that idea of like, yeah, you've put in a lot of work into this thing that you're passionate about. 8 of Pentacles comes obviously after the 7 of Pentacles, and 7 of Pentacles is like putting in the work to me. Like, I remember I had a tarot deck when I first started doing tarot, like for myself, where the 7 of Pentacles was shown as like a woman baking pies, 7 pies of course, and it was this idea of like putting in this work and love into this item because you know that the finished product is going to come out. That 8 of Pentacles is that like that finished product coming out, right? That idea that like you've been working for this. I just saw 444 on the timer, so that could be also a number for you. I've also been seeing a lot of 3s in this video for the timer. I'm trying not to keep too much of an eye on it, but I keep looking at it when it's 3 or 4, so just putting that out there. But anyways, as I was saying, it's that idea of like, you've put in a lot of work into this, and that idea of like really believing in yourself, planning, and then seeing the reward of your efforts. But I should note that the bottom of the that's funny. The bottom of the deck card was strength. And then I don't know if you can see that peeking up, but you'll never guess what it is. 9 of Pentacles and then the 2 of Pentacles. So it's very much this idea of like, despite that 5 of Wands energy that we started off with, despite the hate and ass stands, as Doji would put it, it's that idea of like knowing in what you're putting out there. I just realized I'm also not putting any of the cards on the table or the bed, but that is incredibly interesting. We'll get to that. Anyways, I'm gonna keep going. It's this idea of like, even though there might be a lot of energy around you that's like not supporting you as much as you would like, or very much ignoring your progress is another way to interpret that, right? Anything of like competition, people trying to one-up you, stuff like that, right? Having the strength that you know that what you're doing is the best for you, what you're making is the best thing that you could make for you, like your point in your journey right now, you know what I mean? It's that idea of like, it's interesting, it's like literally like 8 and then 9. It's seeing the rewards, and also like, you know that the right people will see this in order to give you that 9 of Pentacles energy. Because like Pentacles can often be interpreted as money. So for example, if you're an artist, or if you just work a job and you really want a promotion but you feel like you're not being like acknowledged at work, right? That idea of somebody paying you more money for the work because they appreciate what you're doing, whether that work be an office job or a painting or a performance, whatever have you, right? That idea that like being acknowledged, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be in money, but material energy with that 8 of Pentacles, right? And then that 9 too. It's that idea of, right, very much you have put work into this, you've been through the journey, and you're seeing the rewards. And now that I remembered that I'm supposed to put cards on the screen for you, we can see what this reward is for you, right? Because you already know that the people around you and what their energies are like. So while it's important to let you know, like, hey, if this reading is for you, if you've been dealing with that, right? If me saying those things felt familiar to you, very much like, oh yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going through right now in life, or what I've been going through, then now you know the rest of this message is for you. Because we're going to get into what this 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles energy is. Because you've had the strength to get to this point in your journey. And I'm incredibly excited to see what comes out. I can tell this has been a long journey for you, because up until this point, 8 minutes into the video, I haven't wanted to, like, the cards haven't like popped one out yet. You know what I mean? Like, I've been shuffling for quite a while. Oh wow. And the first card that pops out is 8 of Wands, which is probably my favorite card in the deck, like personally. I'm gonna get a quick zoom, so apologies for the camera adjusting. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so this 8 of Wands energy, this idea of having a lot of energies wanting to come to you, to work with you, to hear your ideas. It gives me the idea of like an inspirational speaker, how like people will just show up just to hear a person talk because of their ideas and what they can offer with their talking, right? I'm feeling like I should take the last card on the deck, so you and I are going to find out what it is together. 5 of Cups. Interesting. I'm going to see... Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna flip it just to make sure. Okay, it is upright. So, this is giving, like, maybe if we're going with the inspirational speaker example, because of the hardships that you have been through, you're able to speak on those and make them something anew, which people value. On the bottom of the deck was the Ace of Cups. So that idea that this gives me like transmuting into art, right? You've been through some hell, right? Emotional at that, like you've been hurt. basically, if you want to make that card, that Five of Cups, really blunt. You've been through some emotional pain. That card gives me the energy of like losing a loved one or going through your first heartbreak in life, right? Stuff that like it really stings and really sits with you. And because of that, your energy with that Eight of Pentacles, you're putting so much work into transmuting that, however that looks for you in your day-to-day life. It's giving to me because I transmute in art. I'm going to say the example of an artist, but excuse me, please do not take that as it has to be that way. It could totally be like transmuting as in like putting an energy towards your day-to-day job and taking care of your family, and that's a way that you make sure that you're taking care of your like inner child that wasn't taken care of, right? That idea that you could take care of a pet and being able to take care of that pet and put energy into that pet. A card just fell out. Yeah. Nine of Wands, and then under that was Three of Wands. This is interesting. But basically that idea that you've been through pain and yet you're able to, I'm gonna move the camera real quick, heads up. Okay. That idea that you're able to transmute that pain into, sorry, I just got sidetracked again. Wow, I have ADHD, so it could just be me, but that idea that you're able to, the colors are green and blue, so those could be synchronistic. Those are like my two favorite colors, so that's just me personally. But anyways, as I was saying, you're able to transmute the pain that you've been through, the fear that you've been through, into communicating ideas. That idea of an inspirational speaker, of like literally being able to communicate your story and inspire somebody. Like, oh, I don't remember her name, but I was just watching a video about like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to remember her name, but I will see if I can link her Instagram in the description, because I still want people to check her out, but I don't want to misquote her story, so instead I'm just going to go with Nina Simone instead, but there will be another individual listed in the description too, because I really want to make sure I get that down too. So that's why there's two. I just can't remember the girl's name, but the woman's name, my bad. Nina Simone. Her story comes to mind. Particularly her statements on like to be an artist is to show the times. That idea that this is more my interpretation of it, so you should go check out Nina Simone, end of sentence. But continuing on, that idea that you can witness the world around you, both the goods and the bads and the horribles and the miracles, and you're able to communicate them. This idea of communicating them in a way that translate how it made you feel experiencing it specifically. And to be an artist is to do that so that way other people who are also experiencing similar things, whether that be just because they're alive at the same time as you or because they have your same backstory, they're able to also feel those feelings and not shut them down due to living that experience, right? So this idea that whether any of those examples make sense to you or relate to you, you're able and you have been putting energy into something that is very like, I'm getting very healing for you. It could be that you have a practice that is very like passionate, very creative based. I think it's also because of those wands energy, like it's giving creativity, it's giving passion, right? So I saw 1414 on the timer, again those fours, also ones, and we saw the full card earlier. So because you've been able to transmute this grief into a new emotional experience that is communicating towards people, you're going to be receiving a lot of offers. We're coming back to that Eight of Wands card, right? And it's like Eight of Wands is like, I think of it as like your phone blowing up, right? Eight of Wands to me is like getting invited to too many Halloween parties and having to pick which one you're gonna go to, right? Eight of Wands is like, with a similar example, like having too many ideas for Halloween costumes that you could do, and some of them are group costumes, So you're having to decide, like, amongst yourself and also your friends, what are you going to go as? Where are you going to wear that costume to? Birds could also be a synchronicity. Birds are also, like, known to be messengers. So, like, that idea that with the Eight of Wands, a lot of people could be reaching out to you right now, or at least communicating with you. The idea that, like, opportunities are coming to you fast. Excuse me, I just had to burp, but that's confirmation, so there's that. Could be a lot of new information coming to you. I meant to say opportunities, but I just said information. So yeah, a lot of information. I'm going to pull some more cards on this. Okay. Interesting. So Three of Pentacles upright came out. Yeah. This is giving me the vibe of, like, I keep hearing you're making money, which is like, duh. But it's giving the idea of, like, specifically, like, in teamwork with other people. On the bottom of the deck also, we have King of Cups. And I don't know if you can see that, but right there, peeking out, is the Tower card, just a tiny bit, just a tiny bit. So it's this idea of, like, I'm gonna put that King of Cups right there. I feel like you're gonna have a lot of very fulfilling connections that, while yes, are going to be beneficial for your material, I feel like the reason why they're gonna be so fulfilling is not necessarily because of that. Like, that's part of it. That is definitely something that will be, like, this will be helpful for your financial / your material, right? So if this reading was translating or is going to translate as money towards you, there you go. Also, Fool on the bottom of the deck, which I don't even remember when I shuffled my cards, so there's that. Yeah, this new opportunity, this new life, almost, it seems. Like, the Three of Pentacles and the King of Cups is not a combination that I've gotten before, but when I think of that idea of, like, a full mastery fulfillment of your emotions in a way of action, right? Because I've mentioned before, the way I view the Queen and Kings and Tarot is that idea that Queens are your feminine side, it's your feeling, it's your life instinct, wanting to maintain things, right? And the Kings are more your death instinct, challenging instinct, and challenging the status quo. It's about acting on your emotions, not necessarily like a Knight of Cups, which would be more of, like, movement. Acting can be, like, affirming to yourself of your emotions, right? That would be a King of Cups. Somebody who's able to, like, be very emotionally mature with themselves. Yeah. All right. I want to pull some cards about this new beginning for you from my Earthly Souls and Spirits Moon Oracle deck by Terri Foss. But I really do love how the greens and blues lined up. Like, it's just like, it's giving me you've put a bow on it with your, like, transmutation of your trauma, if you will. It's kind of funny. I think of that as, like, I had a teacher when I was in high school who would complain about, like, Disney shows because it was like, oh, it's just like they put a bow on it and it's so cheesy. But hey, you know, nothing wrong with the blow. But yeah, anyways, point being, it's very much, you've done the work, and I really want to acknowledge that. Especially with that Eight of Pentacles coming out twice. But yeah, what's this new beginning, this Fool card about? Mystical. Alright, I'm feeling like I'm going to read this one to you, and maybe we only do this card. But I really want to get this one right, because this card is very interesting. But I should note that the bottom of the deck energy is unity. So yeah, that idea that, like, you will be making connections that are going to be incredibly, like, so fulfilling, you know? This is a witchy deck, so of course, they use the idea of like finding a coven, right? That idea that you can find your inner circle of people that you can trust. So whether or not you're witchy, it's okay. It's mainly just like finding friends, ones that you can trust, you know, your inner circle. But I'm gonna read the mystical card real quick for you. And real quick, just so you can see the quote. Mystical insight and enlightenment occur when the veil between the worlds is lifted, the worlds are bridged, the gap closes, and we cross over. Tom Cowan, I believe. I apologize if I mispronounced that. Wow, okay, I can talk. And then keywords are dreamy, mysterious, and visionary. The mystical language and understanding of otherworldly power may seem beyond your reach. Begin to open the door to this captivating world. Mysterious secrets may be nudging you to explore their depths. Follow the divine glowing on your mystical path. You can experiment with many methods to help guide you, such as meditation to alter your state of consciousness, contemplation, self-inquiry, spiritual development, Reiki, and dream enhancement. Expanding your knowledge of crystals, herbs, lunar cycles, astrology, and mastering meditation techniques may also be useful to assist you on your mystical journey. And then the intention. This is a fun mantra to keep around you with you throughout the day, kind of help remind you about the message today. Also, the number 81 could be significant. Open the door to wonder. Fly above what the naked eye can see. Reach beyond the whispers of human comprehension. Cool. If you would like to screenshot, you may do so now. Yeah. So very much, also 2222 on the timer. So that idea of like you could be having a manifestation coming in if you are somebody who practices manifestation, the law of attraction, witchy stuff, you know, excuse me. Confirmation though. So you could have a manifestation coming in, and that could be that Eight of Wands energy. It's just that idea of like, there are ways that you might not be able to understand how things happen right now, but practicing grounding yourself with those meditation techniques, practicing being open to learning new things about your reality. It's like that idea of like, I am both the student and the teacher, and I'm always the student as I am always a teacher. So like, as one can always take up every opportunity they want when it comes to being able to teach somebody something about life, it's also being open to taking every opportunity that you want to also learn something new as well. So, yeah. I'm going to end it off with an All of You is Magic card. If you're interested, all of the decks will be listed in the description. I really like this deck in particular for a advice or mantra. If you like to meditate, like we just talked about in the mystical card, this deck is, oh, it just kind of split halfway. Interesting. Okay, I'll take that one. Okay. This deck is really good, as I was saying, for meditation or visualization practices. So if you would like a subject matter to meditate on, or to start with, at least, this helps. So the card that you got, I'm first going to let you look at the imagery. And as you look at this imagery, I just want you to think and feel if any emotions come up. Any memories? Any thoughts? And now we will read the card. Doing what you can in this moment is all you need to do. There are no goalposts in healing. It's all magic. I'm gonna read that one more time, but that's very cool. I kind of love how every time I pull these cards, they're always relevant to what I was doing. It's like, damn, alright, it's good. But reading it again. And maybe close your eyes this time. Doing what you can in this moment is all you need to do. There are no goalposts in healing. It's all magic. And then the little ritual. Sit with this message. Listen to your heartbeats. Each calls to you to slow down and go easy on yourself. The color purple can mean something to you. I recently dyed my hair purple and my nails are bluish purple. Yeah. I do kind of want to do one more. So for those who stay till the end of the reading, you get a bonus card from the All of You's Magic deck. Just a bonus card. For those of you who are still here, feel free to check out my linktree in my YouTube description or YouTube bio to help donate money to Palestine, Sudan, Congo, Yemen, or Haiti, as well as many more. The whole point of that linktree is to help put money to where money can help people live better lives, so if you're interested in doing that, please do so. Interesting. I pulled so many cards that I don't know which one to take, so I'm going to keep shuffling while I do the rest of my outro. That's interesting, though. With that Eight of Wands energy, it's very much, you're going to have a lot of opportunities, and you have to really trust your intuition to choose which ones are right for you. That idea that you already know what you want to do in this life, you just have to be told when the opportunity is for you. Not what, just when. And if you're an immigrant, particularly in the USA, I hope you have a fan-fucking-tastic day. And I hope that you have a eye-opening day. I got our card. I hope that you have a day full of sunshine. And I hope that you receive some information that fills it with just a tad bit more sunshine. Because I feel like that'd be nice. So to end our reading today, we have one more card. And I'm going to start with reading it. The color orange or yellow. This is like a burnt orange slash like a it kind of matches the candle, honestly, so we're gonna go with that. But we'll go ahead and read. It's okay if it's too overwhelming to name everything you feel. You are layered. Honor your feelings as deep as they go. And one more time, really sit with this information if it resonates for anything in particular. It's okay if it's too overwhelming to name everything you feel. You are layered. Honor your feelings as deep as they go. And then the ritual. Visualize or sketch a complex feeling you are experiencing. What does it look like? View it without judgment. And then I leave you with the imagery. I hope y'all have a great day. And yeah, thank you for watching this reading. Feel free to subscribe if you liked. Put a comment in the description or comment section if you were interested in the vibes. And yeah.